Hello, welcome, it's great to see you. Today we are working on our final autumnal project of the year. So I'm using a lot of Rosie Studio goodies for this one. I've got the Jumping in Puddles word stickers and the puffy stickers. And then I've got some ephemera from Field Notes as well. So the dies that I'm using the foliage cutting dies from Coco and Reno. I put these together on our previous autumnal video, so if you haven't seen that already, I will have that linked down below for you. And in that one, we use the same leaf rosette type die, and we make some embellishments in that one. And this one, we are combining that die with one from Temu, and we're actually going to make some fun autumnal bag toppers. To start off with, we're just cutting out our papers with the bag topper die. These papers were gifted to me in some Happy Mail. I think it was from the Happy Mailers group that I'm a part of on Facebook. And I have assigned a little leaf rosette to each one on the left hand side and one on the right. And then I'm just adding one of the other leaves in each colour to each bag topper. So you can see I cut my leaves out of some gold glitter card. I used, I think it was a couple of Rosie Studio papers actually for the pink and white stripe and the little brown with white polka dots as well. Then going through these Field Note die cuts and just adding on any of the leaves that I think match the colours that we're using. Lots of pinks and browns and greens and golds in this one. Popping all of those back in the packet, which is not something I usually do. I'm usually a very, very messy crafter, but I'm trying my best to be a bit more organised. I have pulled out this sticker pack, and I'm just having a look to see what other bits I want to add to my toppers, using hot glue to secure down that leaf-shaped rosette. And then I don't think I end up adding the labels from that sticker sheet. So I definitely add my rosettes, and then some of the layers, some of these leaves. Just work out how I want to cluster those. I do use the stamp set for this one again, so the Field Notes stamp set. I think these ones actually end up with sweet little gnomes on them rather than hedgehogs, but you'll see that later on in the video. So just getting rid of some glue strings here, which I feel like I'm always doing when I'm using hot glue. Trying to hide the hot glue behind these leaves. Because they've got a lot of detail and a lot of cut out pieces, trying to make sure the glue sort of isn't visible through the cut out holes there. Using my scissors to get rid of some excess hot glue. And then what do we decide to do next? More layering of leaves. This time on the green background. And I basically just chose one of each leaf type in each of the colours, so that I knew they would be cohesive because the colours are the same, on both embellishments. I have these little circle pieces that actually came out of the die when I cut the bag toppers. I think I will use those for my layers, but first I need to choose my main little guy, so I go ahead and grab the little gnomes off of this stamp sheet. I did get the little hedgehogs as well, but it's the gnomes that win out this time. Using this stamp platform, it's on the, I think it's called the All-in-One tool from We Are Memory Keepers. And I actually do really like it for keeping things in the same place. So when you use it properly with the magnets and that sort of stuff, you can see here, it didn't stamp very well and it was really easy to go over the top and add in the bits that have been missed out. Since this was filmed, I have actually decided that I do like colouring in my stamped images, but up until I discovered this maybe a week ago, I hated it. I absolutely hated colouring stamped images in, so I decided to do some paper piecing instead. So you'll see me stamp this little guy on all different colours of paper, and then just cut out the bits that I need. So I was testing out my distress ink. I usually use the Stays On ink for everything, all the time, but I wanted to give this distress one a go. You can see here that I'm just cutting out the bits that I want in this particular colour. So if I remember rightly, this might be Is it his skin colour? I filmed this a while back, and as usual, I am voiceovering all in one go, so I can't quite remember, but we will see shortly. He definitely has a pink and white stripy hat. Yeah, that brown was his skin colour, so I'm adding his hat on with some wet glue. Then I believe he ends up with a green jumper. So I literally just stamped the whole image. I know you could mess about with washi tape and like taping off the bits that you don't need, but I thought it was a lot easier to just cut out the bits that I did. So he actually ends up with a pink jumper. I've used my scissors to hold on to it because there was a really fiddly bit in the middle there. Trying to avoid his beard. Oh, it's his trousers. Sorry, excuse me, it was his trousers that were pink stripy, and he does end up with a green jumper. So there he is, all ready to add onto our embellishment. Looking for a little puffy sticker to complement him. I consider these umbrellas, but I don't think they make it in the end. I do use those little middle bits of the topper that were cut out as my sort of base for my embellishments. So you can see there, I pop him straight onto that little oval. Use some foam tape to do that. And then add that oval onto the base of the little cluster of leaves. And then I'm using some glitter glue to add a little bit of sparkle to my gnome. So I use the Stickles glitter glue. What colour is this one? It's usually icicle or snowflake or something. I will leave the name of the correct one in the description for you if you're interested. And I just added this onto his hat. Add a little bit of sparkle to our guy. I didn't hot glue these leaves down earlier, so I'm doing that now. I really should have hot glued them down when I did the other one, but oh well, we've added them on now. And then add on our little gnome, being careful not to touch his hat, because obviously the glitter glue is still wet. I wonder if I do touch his hat. I bet I do. That is something I love to add glitter glue, and I really should remember to do it at the end, because I'm constantly sticking my hand in it. I don't know if you're the same, if you're somebody that uses that on your projects. It's one of the reasons I've never used the Nuvo drops instead of enamel dots, because I just know I'd stick my hand in it and ruin it. So I am adding a little puffy sticker on here, the little oak leaf. I take that off, I don't like the oak leaf, and I add on these little pumpkins instead. So I stack those together, a little orange one, a little white one, and I think that looks super sweet on there. Like he's grown his own little garden. Add some foam tape to make those the same height. And hot glue those on. Then I pull out my word stickers, and I'm just looking for something in a complementary colour. I consider this is our story, but in the end I go for a different one. What one do we end up with? It says believe in yourself, and it has a lovely little banner edge which I really like, and it's the right colour to complement it, so that's the one that ends up on there. Then moving on to the top one, I decided I definitely want another little gnome, but I go for the other guy, the one with one leg in the air. Exactly the same process for this one. I've just paper pieced him all together, given him a little white beard. I've got some like beigey coloured pants and a pink jumper, a green hat for this little guy, and I add another word sticker. What one do we go for this time? I know I definitely add a little banner edge to it. So just one of the white ones with the black text this time. This one says make your own fun, which I really liked with the little gnome doing his little arms and leg in the air. I thought it matched nicely. Adding some foam tape onto the back of him. These little foam tape pieces are from Temu, and I actually really rate them. So I wasn't sure how well they would stick. I thought I'd just give them a go, and they're really brilliant. I use them all the time. Added a little banner fishtail, I think that's what you call fishtail edge, to that word sticker, word strip. I consider this little umbrella because I think it will look really sweet upside down, sort of like he's thrown it, but I changed my mind. What do we add? I'm sure I had a puffy sticker. More glitter glue onto his hat. Same glitter glue I used before. This is a lovely one. It's clear with like white iridescent sparkles in it. Still looking through those puffy stickers. I know I want to add something. Oh, a little butterfly. We go for a little peachy coloured butterfly on this one. And those are our bag toppers complete. So I do add some gems. I add these little sort of gold coloured ones and some pearls as well. And I do end up adding them to the tops of their hats like a little pom-pom. I can't remember if I do that in white or gold, but I definitely add them on there. I'm a nightmare for picking up gems and enamel dots. I'll put them down and I'll move them 100 times. It's ridiculous. But I don't know, placing them I find difficult. There's so many ways you could put them on and they would look pretty, but I just can't choose one. And I like to tuck them behind layers as well, like this. It's one of my favourite things to do. Adding my pearls. I'm still waiting to see what I add to the top of their hats. I consider adding them onto all of the berries, but I think it looks cute on just the one. It's a pearl that I pop on the end of their hats. So they've got a little pom-pom on their hat there. I hope you have enjoyed hanging out and making this wintry craft with me, and I will be back again to craft with you very soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you then. Bye!